Quantum jumping is a powerful process where you get to connect with an alternate reality where you live the life that you want, you experience what you want to experience, you have the things that you would like to have. All of that, you can tap into those alternate realities where you soak in that experience that will then actually help you manifest your desires with more ease and much quicker. Quantum jumping on its own is absolutely powerful. But when you actually combine quantum jumping with the Akashic Records, meaning quantum jumping while you're inside your Akashic Records, like from within your Akashic Records, that is even more powerful and absolutely life transformative. And in this video, I want to share with you how combining quantum jumping with the Akashic Records can absolutely transform your life in ways you never thought possible. And in case you're not quite sure about quantum jumping, now I'm not going to go into too much detail about this. There's a video I want to invite you to watch. It's in the description below where I talk more about quantum jumping and as far as what exactly it is. But just to give you a quick overview of what quantum jumping is, it's like quantum jumping is when you're connecting through your consciousness to an alternate reality, and you can actually jump through different realities where you really live the life that you want to live, or even have certain abilities and things like that. You're connecting with that alternate reality, and you're basically soaking in all the frequency, the experience. You're like that fly on the wall, and you're making that frequency part of you, part of your being, and that then helps you actually manifest it with more ease in your life right now. So it's an absolute beautiful, powerful process to really help you change your life in different ways. But I want to take a moment in this video to really give you insights into how combining both Akashic Records and the quantum jumping is even more powerful. Because when you quantum jump from within your own Akashic Records, so you're accessing your Akashic Records, and then from there, you're actually working with the Oversoul template. The Oversoul template is basically that holds everything together, your past, your present, your future, everything, and it's above the Akashic Records. When you're connecting with your Oversoul template, and from there, you then quantum jump into a reality that you would like to connect with. Whether it's a reality where you're absolutely successful and highly impactful, like a spiritual teacher, a mentor, or maybe a reality where you're very wealthy and financially abundant, or maybe a reality where you are a successful author, or anything like that, or where you're absolutely healthy and fit and vibrant and no health issues and things like that, where you're absolutely healthy. When you're connecting with those lifetimes, those realities, while you're within the Akashic Records and you're soaking in that essence of that lifetime, you're actually able to write that frequency onto the fabric of your soul, meaning you're creating a new record within your Akashic Records of that this is what you want to embody, that this is going to be part of you. So you're really embodying it by writing a new record within your Akashic Records. You're making a new entry, and then as it is being written on the fabric of your soul, and then you're really embodying it on a deeper level than quantum jumping just on its own. But when you're doing it within the Akashic Records, you're really writing a new record, so it becomes part of your history, your soul's records. And doing this really helps you manifest your desires with more ease. Now, yes, you can quantum jump without being the Akashic Records, and that's very, very powerful as well, where you also soak in that frequency. But when you're doing it within the Akashic Records, it's even more powerful because you're able to write onto the fabric of your soul. So that creates that entry in your records, which is even more powerful to really help you manifest it with more ease. So just to give you some insights into how exactly it would work is, so basically you would enter your Akashic Records. You would connect with the Oversoul template. From there, you will then state which lifetime, which reality do you want to tap into. Then you're really connecting with that reality, really tapping into, really jumping into that reality. And as you're soaking in that experience, really intending to write this frequency onto the fabric of your soul, really creating that entry within your Akashic Records. And then when you're done with the quantum jumping, and usually that takes like maybe 5 or 10 minutes, however long you want to stay within that lifetime, that reality, to really soak it all in. When you then come back and you're still within your Akashic Records, then you would work with the Akashic Record keepers to actually help you then really stamp it in, like really saying, okay, I want to write this as a new record. Record keepers, please help me do so. You can also find out, well, what can I do in the physical to really help me manifest that with more ease? What are some steps that I can take? Also finding out then, or asking, well, what could be holding me back from really manifesting that, from really making that my new reality? If that desired lifetime that you jumped into, that desired reality where you're living a certain life, where if it's maybe too big of a stretch, you can work with your Akashic record keepers to find out, well, what is keeping me from really stepping into it? Maybe there's some fears, some doubts, maybe some past life things, some ancestral ties, things like that. Maybe there's some karmic patterns that first need to be healed and released. So you can work with the Akashic record keepers to really help you release that, clear that out, get insights, get guidance, find out what do you need to do to really help you manifest that with more ease. Because as you're quantum jumping, you're embodying the frequency, you're making it part of you. But then there's also something that needs to happen in the physical. You need to do certain things. And that you can find out by working with the Akashic record keepers, because as you're writing that new entry of that frequency in your records, well, something needs to then happen to make it a part of your reality, to really come about. So here then you can work with your Akashic record keepers to write that entry in your records of what needs to happen, what are you meant to be doing, and things like that. You can also work with your Akashic record keepers to heal and release anything that might be blocking you from really, for one, embodying that essence, and also letting it come about, really letting it unfold in your life to have it become your new reality. And you just work with the record keepers then after the quantum jumping process until you really feel like, okay, you're done. And then you just close your records, you come out, and then you take the actions in the physical. And that's why combining quantum jumping with working from within the Akashic records is so beautiful and powerful, because for one, you're soaking in the frequency, and then you're basically writing a new record. You're getting the insights from the record keepers. You can then do the healing, the releasing, whatever needs to happen to really help you make that your reality. It's absolutely powerful. Now, of course, you can quantum jump without being in the Akashic records, but when you're just quantum jumping, you won't find out, well, what can you do in the physical? That's why then working with the Akashic records can give you that. That's like that second step, so to speak, to really making quantum jumping really work for you, or to make it more potent, so to speak. So I would like to know from you, do you have any experience though with quantum jumping or working with the Akashic records? Have you maybe even tried quantum jumping through the Akashic records? I would love to know. I'm really curious about that, because when I found out about this, that was really a game changer for me, because it really helped me change a lot of things in my life, really getting that clarity of, what my path is, how to really step into that, what's holding me back, and things like that, and really visualizing that, or really stepping into it with quantum jumping and making it my new reality. So it's absolutely beautiful and powerful. And I'm curious to know, what is your experience? Also, by the way, if you like this video, do me a favor, hit the like button, maybe share it with someone. And if you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can get notified whenever I release new content. But thank you so much for being here, and be sure to check out this video. It's actually a step-by-step guide on how to access your Akashic records. That will be the first step for you to really learn how to really then quantum jump from within the Akashic records. And I look forward to seeing you again in the next video. Until then, make an amazingly abundant and joyful day. Namaste.